Alright everybody, welcome back to Joshie.dat. I believe this is part 25 or episode 25 or something. I used to call these episodes back on the old channel I used to post on. But I've been going with parts for this for some reason. Maybe I'll go back to episodes, who knows. We are on Forceful Rage, level 231. This is, if I remember correctly, yeah, this is another random force for level, another very short one. And really, there we go. Almost made it with 20 seconds left on the clock, but that's okay. Very, very silly, stupid level that does not need to exist whatsoever. This is from Joshie.dat, so I will count that towards that. And we are on Walkiescape, everyone's favorite walker level. Sarcasm intended. So this level was a Josh L5 contender, or not a contender, but a Josh L5 level. And that's a death. What was the button for the death? Not that. That one. So it's not on screen. I don't know how to program it properly. But I bought this thing. I bought a little Stream Deck, I think it's called, and I have it configured to where I can keep track of all the level counts. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see right there. This is for Josh L1 through 5, and this one is Josh L6 through the rest of them. My death counter is also on this one right here, and I accidentally pushed this button right there. That actually goes straight to my webcam without the gameplay, which I don't know why I have it set up like that, but I do. Unfortunately, this does not reflect on the actual OBS program, so I do still have to manually click and change everything, like counts and stuff. Go away, Malwarebytes. Which kind of sucks. It kind of defeats the purpose of having this. But this should prevent me, at the very bare minimum, this should prevent me from miscounting level counts in the future. Which is something I have fallen victim to a lot in this playthrough. Okay, that walker might as well just be a ball. There are fire boots in this level, but I don't think they're needed. You don't need the fire boots, but they can help later on. Also, not all the chips are required. That's good. So these fire tiles just give you an extra safe spot. I don't have to get this chip, but I'm up here, I might as well. Yeah, this level went through quite a history. I underestimated that. That walker movement. Not the best level, not my finest hour for walker levels, to be completely honest. If I remember right, I think this gave a number of people problems. This actually used to have every chip required. And I think there's 22 chips. This one just straight up gives you 2. Oh, come on. Yeah. Well, it helps to have the death counter tab already open. Oh, okay. I think the 3x3 rooms are probably the biggest problem with this one, if I had to guess. It has been a hot minute since I've actually played this one. Okay, that's just pointless to go through. Man, I would like those, I would like those fire boots, to be completely honest. Okay, just gotta concentrate. And that one's pretty easy to get. I think the strategy is to wait for this walker to go on the bottom corridor. There we go. Okay, we are definitely going to get the fire boots. And we just need one more. And that's it. Perfect. Okay, not too many deaths. I honestly expected like 10 or something there. So that's Joshie 5. So that goes up to 24. And this does actually help me keep track of everything much better. I do wish there was a way to edit it. I think it's just the stream deck I bought. It was a little, you know, like $50 little guy. You know, because it's just Chip's challenge at the end of the day. So, and this is literally the only purpose I got this for. I don't have any use for this otherwise. But not a terrible level. I've played worse walker levels than this. I mean, but I can see why people didn't like it. And I don't blame them. Okay, advantages. Starting with a block on a pop-up wall. Okay, I can tell this has some old school Joshie vibes. Oh, wow. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff, buddy. There we go. That's what I wanted to do, but it decided to just hurl me into that bomb. Yeah, I don't remember this one. This isn't from a Josh L set. This is a... Is this a rejects level? Or is this a other level? I think this is a rejects level. Okay, there we go. Okay, the pop-up walls are a little useless, but we'll fill them out anyway. Something I like doing, especially in walls of levels, is using pop-up walls to kind of make your own walls. Well, that's cool. Especially in those layouts that have those awkward, like, corner walls. I mean, it's hard to explain, but maybe I can find an example here in the level. What? Okay. Getting back into the groove of things. I could do all this block pushing later, I guess. I mean, you gotta get that one first, no matter what you do. Yeah, I don't know what I was cooking with this pop-up wall thing. The water tile kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. No matter, we just hold right. Oh, come on, dude, I don't like that section. What was I cooking? I was cooking some nasty food. Well, while I struggle getting past this first section, I can probably see why I rejected this now. If I did, I have to look through the reject set. But yeah, this is a probably a good time to say where I've been, because, you know, as usual, I'm always not recording. I say I want to get back into recording because I missed it, but then I go a whole month without doing so. Okay. I guess that's better. Pretty basic stuff. Another surprise walker. Oh, this is the wall thing I was talking about. So you know how you see these... my OBS doesn't show my cursor. But the wall below me and the wall to the left of me, how there's that little awkward corner right there. Like, if I made a walls level out of this, I'd probably put pop-up walls in all these little spots. Just to fill in those weird-looking gaps. At least I put gravel spots in that room. That's cool. Alright, 3 blocks. What do I do with you? I guess I get the chips. Alright. Nice simple objective. Well, the most noteworthy thing I can mention is I went on vacation the last couple days of April and the first basically week of May. I flew to Colorado, met up with my dad, and drove kind of across the country a little bit. We went up through, drove all through Colorado, went through Utah, went through a little bit of Idaho and then a northern edge of Oregon. And then I drove home from there, or middle of Oregon, back home, down the I-5 corridor. And that trip took a lot out of me, man. That was an emotional roller coaster. Okay. This block goes down this way. Yeah. But it was fun regardless. I mainly went for the trip to see new places of the world. If you waste this block, you'll have to backtrack to the exit where you started at. Oh, is that why this is called advantages? Okay, so we got the green key. So this must have been me experimenting with alternative solutions. Kind of a cool water room, I have to say. Okay, so I can just exit there, but I can go all the way back if I wanted to. But I'm not doing that. I failed enough at this as it is. That's advantages. I don't remember where this came from. I have to check my notes. Let me do that real fast, actually. What's the website? Okay, JCCLP rejects. Control F, advantages. No, it is not a rejects level. I don't think. No, it's not a rejects level, so this must be... I'm just gonna say it's a Josh L3 level. It has Josh L3 vibes to it. I could be wrong. But I'm going to count it towards Josh L3. If it is wrong, I will correct it later. But for now, we're going to move on to dip your hand in felony. A little bit of a newer level. This is Josh L7, I believe, so that's quite nice to have something more modern. Arbitrary, excuse me, ripoff there. Okay, I'm gonna wait to collect that chip by the blob. So this was a Walls of level as well, but not an official level. This was a Ziggy level template, I believe. It seemed like a fun template, and honestly it was. Okay, glider closes that. Okay, this part I kind of remember. I remember having fun making this. I like this aesthetic a lot. I think you have to push both. I think you have to prepare both blocks at the same time. I do remember this was busted a little bit. You could spare some pop-up walls. And then I decided to enforce preparing both blocks at the same time, which I think is a pretty underrated idea. Okay. Collect the remaining chips before pressing the brown button. Otherwise, you will be in for a slimy surprise. There we go. Nice, simple level to play. I like this level. I really do like this level. It's nice and chill, and it's got good things going for it. All right, to whom it may concern. Okay, this is gonna be fun to play. But yeah, I went on vacation, and then the weeks prior to that, I was just going through a lot. I don't often talk about it anymore because for me, it doesn't do any good to talk about it anymore. But I do find myself in these depressed cycles every once in a while. Nothing really causes it. It's just something about me that I have to deal with. And it's never fun. By the way, this is a Walls of CC1 level. This uses the Walls of Cypher. I think this was the 3rd or 4th level I made for the set. This bug part is probably a little nasty because you barely have enough time to clear those. This section, this is a Joshie staple right here. Finding a way to go through this room like 3 different times. Okay, don't fall for that. Had to use that awkward part of the J, because, you know. Cool, there we go. Yeah, I find myself in these random depressive spouts, I guess if you want to call them that. These letters, though iconic in their day, don't have much value in present times. Of course, in Links you just partial post right off that hint, but in MS you have to cover it up. Now for this room. I don't think it matters. Actually, I want to do it this way. Push that down. Go back and get another. So you have to cover that one up, and that one does that one. Okay. And ending it off in the room that chip initially started in Cypher. Which I have to make the disclaimer, I didn't intend on that. It's just how the level ended up playing out. Not in the exact same spot though, but that is to whom it may concern. Honestly, one of my favorite levels in Walls of CC1 that I made. It was one of the first levels I designed for it because I wanted Cypher. I wanted it. I didn't want anyone else to snag it, so I made sure to make something out of it before anyone else could. Although I think I did claim it still, because I think that's around the time the group became a 3-person project instead of just me and VT. So I think that's how it was. I don't remember. Let's get. We gotta add some counts on here. Walls of CC1 goes up to 11, and I already did Joshie 7. Okay. Okay, Tropical Paradise. This level is based off one of the main regions of the Pokemon franchise. The Hoenn region. That is right. You know, something I've always wanted to do ever since CC2 came out. By the way, this does follow, for the most part, the exact pathing of the actual region and how you progress through the game. For the most part. But something I've always wanted to do was make an actual like full-scale region map of one of the Pokemon regions in CC2. Because you can make, you know, 100 by 100 levels if you wanted to. But this is just a breezy little for fun level. And that little island is where the battle frontier is, in Pokemon Emerald specifically. And that is Tropical Paradise. I think this is another one I don't know. I don't remember where this one came from, actually. This has to be Joshie 3. It has to be. So that's where we're going to count it at. Alright, vat filter. Grab your supplies and clean up that fryer. Remember, no water can be in it. Oh my god, this level. I remember making this. I remember the time and place and everything about this level. Holy cow. Yeah, the story behind this level, this dates back pretty far, man. Holy cow. Alright, let me just clear everything out first. Oh, you guys got stuck there. That's okay. Off to the drink you go. Yeah, this level is one of the times where I took a real life thing I was doing and made a level out of it. This is from Joshie 2. I remember where I made this at. I remember when I made it. This was made in the summer of 2011? Yeah, this was made summer 2011. So this level is almost 15 years old. That's crazy to say. That's a crazy thing to say, man. And the premise of this was, during that time in my life, I had a job at McDonald's. And unlike most people that get hired at a fast food chain and take a cashier position and all that fun stuff, I was incredibly lucky to... Okay, I think you have to clear this path out first, or unclog this path. One of my jobs was to clean out the fryers. They cook the fries and the chicken nuggets and stuff like that. Okay, we'll just keep you there. Oh. I definitely could have gotten that earlier. I don't think I could... I don't know if I can solve the level now. I think I screwed it. Well, hold on. Okay, there are more coming out. Okay, hold on. I can cheese this. Can I though? Can I actually cheese it? I don't think I can. Well, they are coming back in here. Sort of. Is this worth trying? Should I just restart? Maybe I should just restart. I forgot there are trap buttons underneath those blocks. I was thinking I could put a block down here and kind of do some weird monster maneuvering, but that's too much trouble. So that's a death. But yeah, so when I got hired at McDonald's, I was hired as a cashier. But because of the way I am and how anxious I get and stuff like that, I constantly failed at the cash register. I have no shame of admitting this, because I can have some pretty bad anxiety some days. And back then, when I was 18, 19, just fresh out of high school, first steps into the adult world and everything. Yeah, it's a scary place. And I didn't really know. I was so nervous of not doing the job properly that I ended up not doing the job properly at all. And then they tried putting me on the grill, and I failed instantly at that as well. So the next place to put me was the maintenance crew. Okay, let's just get this now. And that's where I began my fun adventure at McDonald's. I made so many different Chips Challenge levels from that job. Um, and I actually really liked that job. I mean, it doesn't. It probably seems like, you know, a job at McDonald's is like the worst job ever, you know, and there's a lot of, you know, merit to that statement. But for what I was doing there and my specific need or position there, I loved it. I didn't have to deal with that many customers. I didn't have to. There wasn't any pressure on me to fulfill an order or anything. I came in, I cleaned up after everybody else because no one else wanted to do that. And it wasn't as unpleasant as it might seem like. I mean, yeah, there were some bad days where there was a atrocious mess to clean up. But those really didn't come as often as you think they did. But cleaning the fryers was one of my entry points into that position, and I liked doing it a lot, so I made a whole chips challenge level based off that experience. And the whole premise of there being no water into it is obviously because water and oil don't mix, so you have to make sure it is dry as a whistle to go back to using it again. So that's the story behind this level. Drinking the dirty mop water is also a level that originated from that same job. That is crazy that this is right off after it. But I did not do that. I did not do that. I think the idea for the level came from gosh, I'm so mixed up with my words today. Sometimes I feel like I can't keep up with what I'm talking about in these videos. Like, I still haven't talked about why I haven't recorded in a month, but I mean, I'm sure you guys don't really care about that. Otherwise, people would have inquired me where my whereabouts the past month. So just to put a quick little pin in that topic, I just get into this depressive spouts, and that affects my desire to record and do a bunch of stuff I love doing. And that's just how I am. Nothing always triggers it, but it just comes and goes. That's just how it is. But the title, it was mainly the title of this level that came to mind when I was working at this McDonald's job, because there was one day I was, you know, changing out the water in the mop bucket, and as I was doing that, I kept thinking, drinking the dirty mop water would be a pretty fun Chips Challenge title. So that night I came home from work, and I think it was night. It might have been a morning shift. I don't remember. But I came home regardless, and I made this scribble level. I think this is how this level was made, was just a bunch of, you know, random scribbles of water, dirt, gravel. I think it was mainly dirt and water, and then I added gravel to kind of help make it an actual solvable level, and then chips to, you know, give the level some kind of purpose. And it actually ended up being a surprisingly interesting level, because I'm having trouble getting to that right side, although I can just push this block this away. And I will add VAT filter to the Joshie.dat section. Although I will say, even though this level and the level before both came from my McDonald's job back in the day, I almost said career. This is not from Joshie.dat 2. This is actually from Joshie.dat 4, because I still had that job. I think I had that McDonald's job for about, I think I was a month away from 4 years. And that's when I got into the flooring industry. And that's what I currently do today. Not without its hiccups in between, of course. Okay, surprising amount of blocks I can still use. Where are we heading? Where are we heading here? Okay, this path didn't really lead me very far. Yeah, actually, my current job is very, very close to overtaking the longest job I've had the longest. This year, actually. Yeah, I can push it that way. Pretty short time limit too. How long was this level? 600 seconds? But I feel like once I find a good breaking point, which I think I just finally did, this level will very quickly solve itself. Okay, 5 chips left. I am pretty sure they are all on this side of the level. Okay, nothing else in that corner. Now we venture upward. One more chip and it's right there. Didn't even need that many blocks for that top right. Okay, cool. Now, do I need any blocks for the exit? I do. I need at least 2. I can go along that top edge with just 2. Pretty low time limit, but you don't see levels like this anymore, man. I mean, you really don't. I mean, it's all about some kind of cool little puzzle these days, and there's nothing wrong with puzzles. I should make that very clear. There's nothing wrong with a good puzzle level at all. I've made hundreds of those, you know, and in fact, that's what I feel like that's all I can make these days is just a puzzle level. But one day I would like to go back to making a CC1 set where I can just make literally whatever I want and not care about outside input. Like, not care about it in a way where it influences what you make to where you don't have fun making what you make, if that makes sense. You know, I want to have fun with what I make. You know, I want to make a set where I just want, you know, breezy levels, nice chill levels to just play. You know, they don't have to be CCLP contenders. I feel like a lot of us, oh my god, this level. I feel like a lot of us have kind of fell victim to that. Okay, so I didn't count the vat filter levels, so let's do that. That was Joshie.dat 4 for the mop water. Okay, Pushy 2, the unofficial sequel. Don't let this red button get hit. Original level made by Tyler Sontag. My hero. And immediately failed. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those levels for sure. Let me just readjust myself. I really need to get a new chair for this setup, because this chair likes to lean back all the time and it makes it hard to with a webcam. Whoop, missed it again. So already this isn't really a true sequel because it has chips in it. Oh, caught it. Okay, what was I supposed to do there? I caught the block, but that wasn't the right solution, apparently. Oh. Okay. There's going to be a lot of deaths in this one, I can tell you that. This is a long linear level. Yep, that's going to happen too. Can't go in here anymore, so I have to do that. Huh. Okay. Yeah, this is going to accumulate quite a lot on this counter. Okay, I am blessed with another attempt. Okay, where's the glider? Oh, did I lose the block? I lost the block. Oh my god. The block got partial posted off the glider. Of course, I get it, and I still lose because I didn't go fast enough. Yeah, this is one of those levels, man. I think I would have preferred if this was earlier in the video. I'm not really happy that this is towards the end of the video because now the video is going to be long. There we go. Now I don't have a yellow key to push this out of the way. And I don't really want to go up. Okay, just going up just goes back. So I kind of have to do this, go this way. Alright, what do we got here? I think you need the block in here, no? I'm so confused. Oh, maybe I was supposed to... Oh, I see. I see. Okay. I did fail. I see what I was supposed to do. I didn't catch that. And yeah. I try not to get too vocally frustrated in these videos, but this is probably going to be one of those levels where that's going to be the case. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to push the block in and let the glider... I could have saw that. I could have seen that. It's not unfair. I could have saw it. I just wasn't expecting there to be more tanks. My goodness. Okay. And this does actually make this bit a little fair. Yeah. Okay, now we got this section. Oh, come on, dude. That's not cool. The sad part is there's still another level I have to beat after this, and I don't know what it is. Okay, you can make that. That's good. Okay, well now that I know what to do there, it's not that bad. Okay, can we not... Thank you. What was so hard about that? . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, this does let me get the suction boots, which will probably make this easier. At the very least, it'll make getting that chip work. This chip didn't need to be here. Okay. I think that's it for me there. Okay. Alright, what are we supposed to do here? This is a little intriguing. So I guess I do that. Do I want those suction boots? I mean, they're here. Might as well. What is this? What is this for? Is this a cloner? It is a cloner. And what happens if I go... Okay, I just go back. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, now I see what I need to do. But what? Oh, I think I see what the plan of this is. So you can push it up. Oh, that's all the chips. Interesting little section here. I like this. Okay, so we are in post-socket territory. That's a good name for a title. Post-socket territory. I'm claiming that, by the way. Okay. So I have 2 of those. I'm gonna guess the blue key's under. Yep. I know my style. Okay, yeah, now you have to partial post this way. I like this, like, get the block out of the way to bypass the ball part. This is kind of cool. Okay, awesome. So, now I have the blue key. He eventually does follow me, right? Yep, cool. Alright, that is Pushy 2, the unofficial sequel, done. In the nick of time, right at the hour mark. Final thoughts about that one. Man, That's a doozy. That took a while to get the idea across of what to do and everything. I think there's potential here. This is something I should consider repurposing and revising a little bit, probably. Because there are some cool bits to this that I like. I think the teleport sequencing could probably be a little bit more clearer. But other than that, not a bad level. And really, it wasn't a bad level at all. And I know for certain this is Josh L3. So we've had a lot of Josh L3 levels today. Okay, red key rush. This is pretty simple. Don't waste too much time. Well, speaking of Tyler Sontag, this is a walls up level of one of his rejects levels. Canned bread, I think it was called. Like that bit with killing the teeth off to get the other key. All right. Oh. Oh, I was supposed to go up through there. Whoopsie. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. Alright. Yeah, that canned bread level, which was an invalid tile level, so there is some merit to using a walls of template out of a level that has invalid tiles in it. It looked pretty cool. It looked interesting. Alright, go back through this way.
Bummer.
How did you not? I was holding the down key. Alright. Prolong the video even longer, my friend. You could just kill this guy now. I don't have to do it later. Didn't even realize the Paramecia did that thing. Okay. Is that it? Yep. Alright, Red Key Rush is all finished. Probably could have had a better title, to be honest, but it gets the point across. It's a time rush level with red keys. I mean, that's all there is to it. Alright, that was Joshie.dat 7, and that goes up to 14. Okay, now let's just reflect and make sure we're good on all the accounts here. Joshie.dat 5, Joshie.dat 6, 7. What was this EC1? Rejects. Other. Okay. And then death count goes all the way to 385. We're almost at 400 deaths for this series so far. Alright guys, well that is going to be it for today. That's another 10 levels for you all. A little bit of a hiccup at Pushy 2. But yeah, I think I will sincerely try to take that level and try to like twist it up a little bit. Try to make it more fair, more fun, I guess. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today. And I will really try my best to get these recordings at a more consistent pacing, because it's not fair to you guys to have to wait for me to be in a better mood for everything. I mean, it is what it is. I guess I shouldn't care too much at the end of the day, and I'm trying not to, but you know, it's just the kind of person I am. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one for Inspection, which is another Joshie.dat 7 level. A very easy one at that, so we'll have a nice, fun level to start off with next time. So, see you later. Bye-bye.